What if everything you've been told about escaping poverty is wrong? And the real trap isn't your income, but a system designed to keep you spending every dollar you earn. Right now, millions of people are working full-time jobs, sometimes 2 or 3 jobs, and still living paycheck to paycheck. They're not lazy, they're not irresponsible, they're caught in what economists call the poverty trap, and understanding how it works is the first step to breaking free. The poverty loop operates on a simple but devastating principle. When you're poor, everything costs more. You can't afford to buy in bulk, so you pay higher per-unit prices at convenience stores. You can't afford a reliable car, so you spend thousands on repairs for a vehicle that keeps breaking down. You can't afford good work boots that last 2 years, so you buy cheap ones every 3 months that cost more over time. This is why being poor is expensive, and why working harder doesn't automatically lead to getting ahead. The trap deepens with financial products designed to extract money from people who can least afford it. Payday loans charge interest rates that can exceed 400% annually. Overdraft fees punish people for being broke, charging $35 when your account dips $5 into the negative. Rent-to-own furniture stores allow you to take home a couch today, but you'll end up paying 3 times its actual value. Credit card companies target low-income neighborhoods with high interest rates and predatory terms. These aren't accidents. These are business models built on keeping poor people poor. Research from the Federal Reserve shows that nearly 40% of Americans cannot cover a $400 emergency expense without borrowing money or selling something. This means that nearly half the country is one car breakdown, one medical bill, or one unexpected expense away from financial catastrophe. When that emergency hits, people turn to payday loans or credit cards, which trap them in cycles of debt that take years to escape.
The poverty loop also affects decision-making in ways that seem irrational from the outside but make perfect sense when you're living it. Studies in behavioral economics show that financial stress actually reduces cognitive function. When your brain is constantly worried about how to pay rent or feed your kids, you have less mental bandwidth for long-term planning. You make survival decisions, not strategic ones. You buy the cheapest option, even though it won't last, because you don't have enough money right now for the better option. You skip preventive health care because you can't afford the copay, which leads to bigger medical problems later that cost far more. You don't invest in education or training because you're working too many hours just to stay afloat. Every choice you make to survive today makes tomorrow harder. Breaking out of this loop requires understanding 3 critical truths. First, you must track every dollar. Most people in the poverty loop have no idea where their money actually goes. Small purchases add up. $5 here, $10 there, and suddenly hundreds of dollars have vanished with nothing to show for it. Tracking forces awareness, and awareness creates the opportunity for change. When you see that you're spending $15 a day on convenience store snacks and energy drinks, you realize that's $450 a month that could be redirected toward building an emergency fund. Second, you must eliminate high-interest debt at all costs. Credit card debt, payday loans, and rent-to-own agreements are financial anchors dragging you deeper into poverty. Even if it means living extremely frugally for 6 months or a year, paying off high-interest debt frees up money every month that can then be used to build stability. This might mean eating rice and beans, canceling subscriptions, selling things you don't need, or taking on temporary side work. It's not comfortable, but it's necessary. Third, you must invest in skills that increase your earning potential. This doesn't necessarily mean going back to college for a 4-year degree. Many high-paying jobs require certifications that can be earned in weeks or months through free or low-cost programs. Medical billing, HVAC repair, coding boot camps, forklift operation, commercial driving licenses, and countless other certifications can significantly increase your income. Community colleges, workforce development programs, and online platforms offer training that can change your financial trajectory.
The key is identifying which skills are in demand in your area and pursuing training that leads directly to employment. The brutal reality is that the poverty loop is designed to be difficult to escape. It's not impossible, but it requires strategic thinking, discipline, and often short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. You cannot spend your way out of poverty, and you cannot work enough minimum wage hours to build wealth. You must change the pattern. Track your spending ruthlessly. Cut expenses wherever possible. Eliminate debt aggressively. Build an emergency fund, even if you start with just $10. Invest in training that increases your income. These steps won't transform your life overnight, but they will compound over time. Research shows that people who successfully escape poverty share common behaviors. They delay gratification. They make intentional decisions about money rather than impulsive ones. They seek knowledge and training. They build support networks. Most importantly, they recognize that the system is rigged against them, and they refuse to play by its rules. If you're trapped in the poverty loop right now, understand this. It's not your fault that you're there, but it is your responsibility to fight your way out. The path is narrow and difficult, but it exists. Thousands of people walk it every year. You can too. It starts with one decision, $1 saved, one skill learned. The loop is real, but it's breakable, and breaking it begins today.